This is a Pele Media podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in again to Goonies Minute. Goonies Minute is the fan podcast where we break down and explore the movie Goonies minute by minute. I am Brady.
And this is your co-host, Chris.
That's right. And today we're going to be looking over minute number 9 of the Goonies. And there's a lot going on in this minute. It's very fun.
It's going to start with a little bit of a fracture.
That's very true. Very difficult to watch. So with that said, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
In the previous minute, we saw Data's latest invention not go quite as planned. At 9 minutes, Data crashes through the screen door, knocking everyone over, including a miniature statue of David on the coffee table. At 9 minutes and 2 seconds, Chunk barely catches the statue before it hits the floor. At 9 minutes and 9 seconds, the rest of the group watch nervously as Chunk puts the statue back on the coffee table. As expected, the statue falls. At 9 minutes and 15 seconds, Mikey rushes over to examine the statue. Everything looks fine, except for one small part. At 9 minutes and 30 seconds, Data asks everyone if they've ever heard of Detroit, and that's where his family is having to relocate to. Mikey tells him to shut up and that his dad is going to fix it. At 9 minutes and 45 seconds, Brand sarcastically says that his dad can only solve the problem if he gets his next 400 paychecks by the next day. This continues to infuriate Mikey. At 9 minutes and 55 seconds, Mrs. Walsh returns home with Rosalita. Mikey and Chunk quickly hide the statue out of sight. And thus ends minute number 9 of the Goonies.
Yeah, we stopped at the end of minute number 8 where Data is flying through the door, and then what happens is he kind of knocks over, he knocks over Chunk or whatever, the statue.
Yeah.
And Chunk catches it, and he says, I got it, and then he drops it.
Don't got it.
And it has a slight penile fracture.
Just a little bit.
Just
a little bit, yeah.
And, of course, they freak out.
Yeah,
it's
his mom's favorite piece.
Yeah, it's his mom's favorite piece.
Mom's most favorite piece.
And the funny, and they get mad at at Mouth for saying, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't be here.
You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. So that's kind of funny. And I told you, like with last minute, this is the start of Mouth really get to see his talent and his glory.
Yeah.
And it's just another one of the one-liners that he's going to have throughout the movie.
Yeah. Mouth, he really does have, like, one of the better, I guess it's an arc through the movie. Like, whenever you see him as this smart-ass kid here, doesn't have a care in the world, and then his realization to, whenever they're down in the well, and he's suddenly like, you know what, I'm getting thrown out of my entire life here. I'm taking them all back, all these wishes, all these plans, all this, like, kind of nonchalant attitude I've had towards life, and it's, everything's reversed now for that character. All the other guys have had to, like, come to face the fact, come to terms with the fact that they're all about to get evicted and, just thrown out of town. And Mouth is one who has seemingly not quite gotten there. So we kind of get to see some growth on his part.
And saying that it wouldn't have been another character other than Chunk to have broken that on that statue.
Yeah.
It's like he can't win. Yeah. They make fun of him with the truffle shuffle. But then anytime he could try to get ahead, not like he had a chance to get ahead, then he's going to break something. He's a train wreck. He's funny. He's a sweet, lovable train wreck.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, I know people like each of these characters.
No question.
And no question. And I do know people too who they just can't get out. They can't get out of trouble like Chunk. And they're the kind-hearted people, and trouble just follows them like this. And I just love the kind of collective expression from all the other guys. Brand, just watch out. That's got them all in it.
You remember what I said? Donner says big eyes. Remember? Whenever he would get the kids to like look surprised, he would always say big eyes, and that was one of those moments.
That's definitely one of those
reading
moments.
About it. And then it switches over to Data looking at a map, and it's a map of Detroit.
That's right.
And that's when he says, this is where my family's moving. which is really interesting. So now we get a sense of this is where, keep in mind, Data is is the neighbor.
Yeah.
And so it's not just this house that's going to get torn down, supposedly, which I'm trying to grasp the whole thing still of what's going on with this neighborhood. Is it basically Mikey's dad going to have to try to save everything for everybody in the neighborhood? I mean, they say something about a golf course. Obviously, you can't put a golf course. It's just troubling me.
Yeah, it's troubling. And there's other things.
It's troubling me after seeing the thing about Detroit.
Yeah.
Because obviously he would not be able to save, saving one house wouldn't save a neighborhood, or it's driving me crazy.
I know. And there's other things about this movie that they could expand on a little bit more, and they just kind of leave because who cares? We're on the adventure here. As far as like his dad's involvement and his ability to stop it, I'm also a little unclear on that.
Yeah, and that's what he says. Mikey's so confident. No, Dad will fix it. Dad will fix it.
If he gets his next 400
And then Brant says, he has no confidence. He says, not unless he gets his next 400 paychecks, by, I don't know if it was by tomorrow or this weekend or whatever. So I decided to figure out if he had a $48,000 a year job.
Okay.
And that means he would make $2,000 a paycheck. And $2,000 a paycheck times 400 paychecks, that means he needed about, this is just generalization, he needed about $800,000.
Okay, and this is in 1985
This is
dollars? Or were we just talking?
No, I'm talking about 1985.
Yeah, the inflation.
So, that's if he had a $48,000 a year job, which in 1985 is significant.
Yeah.
So we're talking about an extreme amount of money. Another reason why I wanted to do that is I want to see how much those jewels were worth, and see if how accurate that might have been.
Huh. And we have a good friend who is an expert in precious stones.
Hey, we might have to bring him on.
We might have to bring him on to see if he can calculate this for us.
We are going to do that.
Yeah, we really need to. He just needs to be in here anyway to cut up with us.
Yeah.
And I said cut up, not cuddle with us. So I have a note.
Speak for yourself.
So, okay, the statue. My brothers and I, when we were kids, thought it would be hilarious to get my mom for her birthday this little statue of this like little boy who was just like sticking his thing out there, and this statue, I guess, was to make it look like this kid was about to pee or something. So anyway, we thought, oh, this is tactless. Let's get this for Mom. And so we did, and she was like, oh, this is filthy. This is tacky. Put this away. And so she like went and hid it or something. Well, one night she's going to have a big get together and all of her old girlfriends are going to come over and have some, I don't know, whatever ladies do. They sit around and drink tea or something. So we took the statue and put it right there in the mantle. First thing all these people see when they walk in is this statue of a little boy sticking his little thing out in the air, and so it didn't have the best response. It wasn't quite as hilarious as we thought it would be.
Can you imagine what it'd been like if it was broken?
I mean, watching this movie, I can.
It'd probably been worse. Now, would your mom have noticed if it would have been broken?
Okay, this is a statue of a grown man in the movie here. In my story, it's far different. So, anyway, moving on.
Grown man in the movie?
The statue.
I feel sorry for that man.
Oh, what minute are we on? 9?
Never say die.
never say die, baby. Mary Ellen Trainor plays Mrs. Walsh, and it's so funny. This lady was all over films in the 80s. Just to give you a couple ideas. She was in The Goonies, Lethal Weapon, Romancing the Stone, Die Hard, Death Becomes Her, Scrooged, Ghostbusters 2, and she was also in a movie I've mentioned a few times now called Monster Squad, which is very, 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 very similar to The Goonies, and she plays the mom in that movie. So it's like she's just stepping into the same role.
I want to know what she played in Ghostbusters 2. Why
Dude,
can't I remember?
Don't know. I can't.
This is troublesome to me.
Yeah,
being the expert at Ghostbusters that I am.
And
I'm so upset with myself.
I'm going down this list, I can see you over here just like, shit, I should know this. But, she's very good in this film. And for anyone who hasn't seen Monster Squad, go get your hands on it. Check it out. It is, if you're a Goonies fan, you're probably going to love it because it is almost identical.
And she shows up right at the end of the minute with Rosalita.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is about to start one of the really funny segments. But I wanted to go back to Mouth and another one-liner he said when Data's looking at the map of Detroit, he says highest murder rate in the nation.
Yeah,
which is funny because some things don't change, except for Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge
Which
is,
we're up there.
oh, we're very, very, very
We're
much
up
up there.
there,
I know in
so-
the state of Louisiana we are, I think.
It's,
God,
it's
so proud.
Yeah, it's not something to be proud of.
We're also,
but
what, the fattest city in the country? What else?
fattest, dumbest, highest AIDS per capita.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been an interesting place to grow up. Anyway, that is all that I have for minute number 9. I think it's funny when Mikey throws his inhaler when she walks in, and that is the last note that I have.
Right, yeah, they're trying to fix the statue right when
Yeah.
she comes in, and then that's when they freak.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what sums up this minute. That's pretty much all I have.
Yeah, same here. All right, well, check it out. We're going to go ahead and cut out right now. But, so we're going to be back on Monday, and Miss Crystal Beth is going to be joining us for the entire week, so be sure to tune in for that. And everybody, go out and have a wonderful Christmas, please. Chris, do you have any special Christmas plans?
I don't have too many special Christmas plans other than
Ever?
I will be celebrating my birthday in the next couple days on the 23rd.
That's right.
And my 22nd birthday.
Yeah, I was going to say. Do you
Yeah.
want to tell the people how old you're going to become? But 20, yeah, we can settle on 22nd.
Yeah.
That works. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Everybody, please go out and have a very, very, very Merry Christmas. This is Brady,
And this is Chris.
and we're here to say Merry Christmas, everybody.
And
Goonies never say
die.
See ya.
Goonies Minute is a fan-supported podcast. If you like the show, then leave us a review on iTunes. You can find us at GooniesMinute.com, Facebook.com/GooniesMinute, Twitter.com/GooniesMinute, and at Instagram at GooniesMinute. You can contact us at GooniesMinute@gmail.com. Listening to a Pele Media podcast. For premium content and exclusive podcasts, visit us at patreon.com/Pele Media. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Pele Media and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Pele Media.